Why do you think somebody like Hillary Clinton, who believed in all these things you said, and somebody like David Cameron, who was at heart a Remainer, why do you think they didn't put up a big enough fight, or why do you think they lost?
I mean, I'm probably not the best entitled to comment elections in other countries, so I want to be very, very humble. I think for Mrs. Clinton, whom I do respect, is probably due to the fact that the perception of your people was that she was less middle classes candidate than Mr. Trump, which is a big issue. And as I told you, she was pictured, I'm not saying it's true, but she was pictured as a candidate of the elite. And I think if you don't put yourself with an answer to better regulate this globalization and to give more power to middle classes, it's impossible to convince in current democracy. And I think it's more or less the same issue with the Brexit. First of all, David Cameron didn't properly defend the yes and the remain. It was a remain but. And he already lost at the very beginning when he was not clear about its strong willingness. Because when you have all this no in front of you, you have to be a strong believer, not an ambiguous believer of the European idea.
I remember before the election you said this is a great moment for France to go in the opposite direction of the prevailing trends. You know, take on anti-globalization, take on populism. What made you do that and believe that you could win doing that?
Because I know the outcome of this trend. It's war. At the end of the day, it's all about how to fight against each other, and it's all about war. The big question today is how to rebuild our multilateralism. So during the past 2 decades, inequalities increased like crazy. That's a big issue for all our middle classes. And that's the very beginning of this crisis of globalization. But second, we have to deal with climate change, terrorism, migration. All these issues are global issues. So we need multilateralism. We need to be strongly coordinated and to protect our common goals and common values.